All right, here we go, y'all. Today is the 30th, January the 30th, okay? January the 30th. If you haven't done so, please put your first and last name on your paper, okay? Please put your first and last name on your paper. The work that's due this week is the warm-up, your homework, and you have a quiz on Friday. Your quiz on Friday is on writing linear equations. Writing linear equations. This week, we're going to write some linear equations. I'm going to show you how to do some graphing today, graphing linear equations. All right, I'm going to review writing. We're going to go into graphing as well. And then we're going to be comparing equations. We're going to compare their slopes. We're going to compare their y-intercepts, okay? The essential questions are on the board. They're out of order on our paper, and that's okay. We got describe how to write a linear equation. Describe how to compare two functions from different representations. That means you're going to see it in a table. You're going to see a line. You might see a group of ordered pairs. Okay. Describe how to make comparisons of linear functions qualitatively and quantitatively using intercepts. That means we're going to be comparing the meanings of what the y-intercept, the x-intercept might mean, comparing the meanings of what the slope might mean, and points of intersection, which means when are they the same, okay? In each situation, okay, when are they going to be the same? I'm making a certain amount of money, she's making a certain amount of money. Is there ever going to be a point where we make the same amount of money, okay? The agenda, we're going to write in our planner. We have to write down what our goal is for this week, okay? And I'm going to go over the warm-up. The warm-up looks a little bit differently because I want us to be better prepared for our quarter test. So the warm-up questions are going to be concepts that will be on your quarter test for this particular quarter, okay? I'm going to model, again, writing equations. Hopefully, I will have time to go over graphing equations as well. And then you are going to model how to graph equations. And you're going to put those equations that you model into your notebook. Your homework for tonight, there is a homework help video that I'm going to create and send out. So please make sure you watch the homework help video and make sure that you complete your homework. I'm going to pause for the calls. Please make sure you locate your planner so we can write our goal down for this week. Your goal for this week, please write in the front of your planner. My goal is to get you to understand linear equations. Your goal could be to study, to make sure your homework is complete. Okay? These could be your goals. Yes? It's on the planner. It ends on the 3rd. February the 3rd, that day. All right. Find a new page in your planner, please. We're going to go from today's date, the 30th. Friday's date is the 3rd. Q3 week 1. I'm going to start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 10 points to your quiz for having your planner complete. That way I'm not waiting. So I'm just going to add 10 points to your quiz for having each day written like you're supposed to. So please make sure that you write down your homework in your planner daily so that I can give you those 10 points. Any questions? Okay. We're going to write down the steps out to the side here, and then we'll come back and do the two problems together, okay? I'm going to do one problem, and then you're going to do the other problem, okay? All right, let's do our steps. Let's write down the steps. Step number 1, you're going to identify M and B or label M and B. Your M is your slope. Your B is your y-intercept. Remember, slope, y-intercept. Provided that the equation is written in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. The m is the number that's attached to the x. The b has no variable attached to it. Label your m and your b. So we're going to label. Label your m and your b. Leave it as a fraction because you need it written as rise over run. You have to have a rise over run, so please leave it as a fraction. Don't convert it, okay? Step 2. You're going to graph your B on the y-axis. You're going to graph B, which is your y-intercept on the y-axis. Graph B, your y-intercept on the y-axis. This is your y-axis. And the last step, you're going to use the slope to graph points on the line. You're going to use the slope to graph points on the line. Okay, good people. So let's do the first example, and then you're going to do the second example on your own. So please make sure that you're focused and paying attention. The very first step is to label M and B. So I'm going to label M and I'm going to label B. The M is the number that's attached to the X. The number that's attached to the X here is 7 over 2. Yes, baby, I do. Here you go. Make sure I get my pencil back, okay, baby? You're welcome. All right. So we have, let me move this out the way because I need to label. This is 7, positive 7 over 2. Let me make it look like a positive 7. This is rise over run. Okay. Your B is the number that has no variable attached to it. Take the sign that's in front of it. So your B here is negative 2 because that's a minus 2. So this is M and this is B. Well, Miss Reyes, what happens if it's an integer? What happens if your slope is a negative 2? Then all you do to make it a fraction is to put it over 1. So then you'll have a rise over a run. So anytime you just have a single number as a slope, write a 1 under it so that you have a fraction, okay? All right, so this is the first step. Label your M and your B. Okay, Terrence, come on, baby. Write this down so you'll have it, sweetie. Let me pause. All right. Watch Miss Reyes do this. Second step, graph your B, which is -2, on the y-axis. -2 on the y-axis is right here. This is 0, -1, -2 is down 2 from the origin. That's your B, your y-intercept. -2, graph it here. Now we're going to use rise over run to graph points on the line. Your rise is a +7. So that means you're going to go up 7. Run is a +2. So that means you're going to go to the right 2. So from here, do your rise, which is +7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do your run, which is +2. To the right. 1, 2. This is your point. Now you're going to connect the points. Miss Farrell, just let me know what you decide, okay?
Okay.
Right. And that's how you graph your line. All right, so I want you to try problem 2 on your own, okay? I want you to try it on your own, see if you can get it. Label your M, label your B. See if you can do that. I'm going to walk around and see if we got that right. All right, so those of you that don't know, what's my M here? Which number is attached to the X? -6 is my M. How do I write -6 as a fraction? Put a 1 under it. So I have rise over what? Run. Okay, this is my M. So this means this is going to be my B. This is M, this is B. Now you're going to take B and graph it on the y-axis. Graph your B on the y-axis. Find 3 on the y-axis. Pause for the call. See if we get that. All right, so now +3 on the y-axis is up 3 from the origin. This is 0 on the y, +1, +2, +3 is right here. +3 is right here on the y-axis. Now we're going to use rise over run. -6 down 6. -6 down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. +1. That's to the right 1. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. +1. Pause for the calls, Miss Reyes. All right, good folks. Page 6, we already wrote in page 6. This is what page 6 looks like. I'm going to go over the notes one more time with you so you can remember how to do this. Okay? Write a linear equation given 2 points. You need one? That's okay. Anybody else need it? You need one, baby? I'll stay with that. All right, here we go. First step is to find the slope. You're going to use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Please make sure that you remember the slope formula. You're going to find the slope first. Any questions about finding the slope? Second step, you're going to find the y-intercept by using the slope-intercept form y equals mx plus b. We just found the slope, so we're going to substitute the slope in the place of m. We're going to pick one of the 2 points. Pick the easiest point. Remember we said that? Pick that easiest point. The point that you choose, the first number is always the X. The second number is always the Y. And you're going to substitute each of these values into the form and solve for B. That means get B by itself. Okay? And we practice that. And some of you did a great job with tutoring folks on how to do that. So we did great on Thursday. Y'all did a really good job on that. Last step is to take your M and B and to substitute it into the slope intercept form. Okay? All right, so now we started the sheet. So now we're going to go through. We did 3 of these. I'm going to do 4 and I'm going to do 5. Okay, I'm going to show you those 2. And then I'm going to have you work with a partner real quick to finish it up. Yes, ma'am. Just pause. When we're finished, you go back and do these. Okay. That's why I gave you the sheet. You can go back later and do the rest of them. Okay? Huh? Your notebook is on the, I told you that. Your notebook was on the table. Yeah, notebook's on the table. All right, here we go. Shh. Y'all okay? You got a question?
Yeah.
What's your question, baby?
What his name was in English. You said it was one Negro.
Shh. Do you have a question for me?
No.
Okay, all right. Let's do the first step. Step number 1 is to solve for M, okay? Be consistent. We're going to write step 1, find M. Let's write the formula for M. Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. Label your points. X1, Y1, first point. X2, Y2, second point. Write this down. We're doing number 4 first. We did these. Right here. I don't know yet. Just give me a second. Walk around and show you that.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm not showing what it is.
Label. Okay, baby. Label, baby. Come on.
Reading in that red hat. You know I have red hat.
Okay, baby.
You know I have red hat in the I red hat girl in my team. I know it's like that. Red hat and I read it. I mean, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, let's keep going. All right, so let's substitute. What do we put on the top? What minus what, Alex? What minus what, babe, on the top? Which one of those numbers is Y2? What are you talking about? Shh. Then pay attention. Stop talking to him. Okay? Stop talking to him. Look up here. This is your first point, X1, Y1. This is your second point, X2, Y2. We label the points and then substitute these numbers into this formula. Y2 is 5. So we're going to say 5 minus is a part of the formula. Y1 is -2. So can you fill out the bottom? What are we going to put on the bottom? Which one of these numbers is X2?
-3.
Thank you. Minus is a part of the formula. Which one of these numbers is X1?
4.
-4. Very good, babe. If you have forgotten your rules for integers, you can type it in the calculator. What is 5 minus a -2? Tegan? Not quite. Very good guess, though. Yes. Positive 7. Very good. Okay. Don't try to talk with food in your mouth, babe. Bottom. -3 minus a -4. Page. +1. Good job, baby. So now we have 7/1. When we simplify 7/1, what does that equal? 7. So M is 7. Please write that down. M is 7. Let's do B. Second step, step 2. Step 1 is find M. Step 2 is find B. What do we use to find B? Does anybody remember? What do we use to find B? Yes, babe. Very good. Y equals mx plus b. All right, remember, let's choose one of the easiest points. Which one of these points do you feel like is going to be the easiest to substitute here? Do you feel like the first point or the second point? All right, so let's circle this first point. Which one of these numbers do we plug in for y? -2. Bring down the equal. What's going to be our m? We found m. What did we say m was? 7. Times, remember the operation between m and x is multiplication. Which one of these numbers is going to be x? -4. Bring down the plus b. Write this down, baby. Okay. Bring down the -2. Bring down the equal sign. Let's multiply. What's 7 times a -4? Very good, baby. -28. Bring down the plus b. Frank, write this down. Kaylin, sit up. Okay. Now let's solve for b. How do you get b by itself? Add 28 to each side. Good job, baby. When you add 28 to this side, what's -2 plus 28? +26. So b is equal to a +26. This is m, this is b. How then do I take this to write the equation? Y equals 7x plus 26. And Tegan, that's the final step, okay, babe? I'm going to pause for the calls, give us a chance to write. Let me slide this over a little bit. I'm sorry. Got chopped off. All right, let's look at number 5. Tegan, what's the first step, babe? Step 1. That is with graphing. Try again. Not sure? That's okay. What do you think it is? Okay, I think that's what you meant here, Tegan. X1, Y1. We did that. Why are we doing that? What are we doing this for?
So that you can, I don't know the proper words, but like 3 and then 4.
And go back and look at the previous example. What did we do in step 1 first?
There's so much there. You can't even see where to start. Yeah, that's a my problem.
Solve for M. Good job, babe. All right. What is the formula for finding the slope? Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. What are we going to put on the top then?
3 minus 4.
Say again, babe.
3 minus 4.
Good job. 3 minus 4. All right, Aaliyah. What are we going to put on the bottom?
-4.
Very good, babe. -4 minus 5. All right. What do we get on the top, Braylon? What is 3 minus 4? Can't hear you, babe. -1. Yes. Oh, you got the bottom. What's the bottom? -9. Good job, babe. Let's simplify. What's a negative divided by a negative? A positive. So my slope is positive 1 over 9. That's my M. Frank, write this down. All right, Haroon. What's the second step? What is step? Find B. Step 2, find B. Which one of these points do you feel like is going to be the easiest when it comes to substituting? I think 5, 4, 2 because they're both positive. What do we use to solve for B? What do we use? Y equals mx plus B. I don't know who said that, but good job.
Me.
Who's me? Good job, babe. All right, Miss Woods. What are we going to substitute for Y? We're using this point. Which one of these numbers is Y? +4. What did we say our M was? 1 over 9. This is times. Which one of these numbers is X? 5. And we're going to write 5 as a fraction by putting a 1 under it. Then bring down plus B. Now let's multiply. Bring down the 4. Bring down the equal. What's 1 times 5? What's 9 times 1? Yep. It shouldn't. Unless you multiply it wrong.
So like you just do 4 equals 9 times 4? Or does it have to be
You still got to multiply the 1 9 times 4 times the 5. As long as you do that right, you're good. All right, now how do you get b by itself? You got to subtract. This is a positive, so minus 5 over 9 to both sides. All right, remember how we type this in our calculator? How do we type in a fraction in our calculator? Anybody remember? Using parentheses. So let's cut it on. We're going to type 4 first. Then we're going to type minus the fraction 5 over 9. So press the minus button. How do you type in the fraction 5 over 9? What do I press first? Parentheses. Then what? 5 divided by 9, close parentheses. I got too much light. How do I convert this to a fraction? What button do I press? Math, and then press what? Enter. And then enter once more. What's the fraction?
31 over 9.
So your answer is 31 over 9. This is M, this is B. How do I write this as an equation? Y equals what? 1 over 9 x plus 31 over 9. I'm going to pause for the cause. All right, let's try number 6. I'm going to put my number 6 on the back because I write too big. Some of you can, I saw you do it, some of you can write a little bit smaller than me. I'm not the smallest writer. -4 and 2 and 0, -5. All right, what's the first step, Jaylee? What is the first step? Find M. In order to find M, you have to label your point. See if you can label. See if you can label. Oh, okay. I thought you had a question. I'm checking.
Yeah, I think it's like.
You got a question? All right, how do you label this? How do you label this? How do you label this? Tegan, go ahead.
X1, Y1,
X1, Y1,
X2, Y2.
X2, Y2. Good job, babe. Leanna, what's the formula for slope? Very good, babe. Juan, what are we going to put on the top? What minus what? Which one of these numbers is y2? Which one of these numbers is y1? It's y2 minus y1. Okay, which one goes first? Mm-mm. -5 minus 2. Okay, sit up, babe. What goes on the bottom? Braylon? 0 minus what, babe? Very good. This is the one that we're doing right now. All right, what do we get on the top? What are we going to get on the top, Bobby? What's -5 minus 2? -7. Good job, babe. What are we going to get on the bottom? What do we get on the bottom, Brent? 0 minus a -4. Haroon, what do we get on the bottom? 2. No, not -2. Yes, baby. +4. If we want to reduce the fraction or to see if the fraction is reduced, we type in the fraction. We have -7 over 4. Math, enter, and that fraction is already reduced. This is my slope. What is step 2? Find B. What do we use? Frank, sit up. What do we use to find B? What are we using to find B? Riley? Y equals mx plus b. Which one of these points do you feel like is the easiest point to use, India? Mm-hmm. There's no right or wrong answer. You can use either one. We'll use that one. Now we're going to substitute. If we use this point, which one of these numbers do we plug in or substitute for y? -5. Bring down the equal. 1. What do we use for m? What are we substituting for m? Which is?
I don't know.
Slope is right here, -7 over 4. This is x. Okay, so that's times. Which one of these numbers is going to be x? 0. 0. All right, to solve for b, we got to multiply this first. What is this fraction times 0? What's any number times 0? 0. So this is gone. That's 0. So we're left with b. b is equal to a -5. So now we have m and now we have b. How do we write this as an equation? Y equals what? -7 over 4 x minus 5. This one was number 6. All right, number 7, you're going to do on your own. I can walk you through some of you that don't know how to do it, but I want you to try it on your own. We got 5 and -2. And -4 and -3. Yes, babe. No, because we still don't get it. Remember I said I'm asking y'all questions, and when I came to quite a few people, they didn't know the answer to anything I said. So I gotta keep going until we get more people to respond, because we'll be running around here helping everybody with a head chopped off if y'all don't get it. So I do need more people to respond so we can work in the group. I only know of 5 people that understand what I'm doing. The rest of you, I'm not sure about, because when I ask you a question, you are not giving me any answers. Okay, either you're not listening or you really don't know. Either way, it's not good. Okay, so we need to, I didn't say everybody. Okay, I said the people that I asked. All right, so let's try again. What is the very first step, Braylon? All right, and what is that called, babe? Finding the what? Finding the slope. Okay, so we label the points. How do you label the points, Frank? What do we label this as? X1. What do we label this as? Y1. Okay, very good. What do we label this as, Paige? Very good. What is the formula for slope? Leanna? What's the formula for slope? Very good. What are we going to put on the top, Juan? I asked you the same question 3 times in a row. Pay attention. It's the same question I just finished asking you. What are we going to put on the top?
The Y.
The Y's. Which one's going to go first?
The -3.
Thank you. -3 minus what?
-2.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What are we going to put on the bottom? Somebody different. I know that she has it. Terrence?
-4.
-4.
5.
Minus, don't forget, minus 5. Good job. Okay. All right. We're going to simplify. Bobby, what do we get on the top? What's -3 minus a -2? We get a -1. Good job, babe. What's -4 minus 5, Paige? Say again, baby. -9. Very good. Okay. Make sure I got that right, number 7. Yeah. All right. What's a negative divided by a negative? It's a positive. So this is going to be a positive 1/9. This is a common mistake we make because we forget to simplify. That is step 1. Braylon, you got step 1? Yeah. Step 1 is to find the slope. Frank, step 1 is to find the slope. Juan, step 1 is to find the slope. Jaylee, step 1 is to find the slope. What is step number 2? Find B. Very good, Terrence. Find B. Okay, Alex, what do I use to find B? What am I going to use? Very good, babe. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, we're doing better. Thank you. Haroon, which one of the points is not a right or wrong answer here because it does not matter? What point do you want to use? All right, you can use either one. We're just using that one. You got to pick one. Let's use that first one. Since we're using that first point, what are we going to substitute for y, Jaylee? What are we substituting for y? -2. Good job. Very good. What are we substituting for m, Juan? Which one of those numbers is m? We just found m. What was m equal to? Paige? What's m equal to? 1/9. Sorry. What's our x? What are we going to plug in for x? Yes, Riley? 5. How do we write 5 as a fraction? 5/1. Bring down the plus b. Juan, this is m. We found m, okay? That was the first thing we did was find m. 1/9. Now we're going to multiply. Bring this down. Bring down the equal. When we multiply straight across, Terrence, we got 5 times 1, which is 5 on the top. What is this on the bottom? 9. Bring down the plus. Bring down the b. Bobby, are you okay? Aaliyah, you okay? Now we're trying to get b by itself. How do you move a 5/9? This is a positive 5/9. Leanna, what's the opposite of adding? So you're going to subtract 5/9 on both sides. Let's type this in our calculator. -2 minus 5/9. I need everybody to type it in because you're not going to know how to do this unless you do it. We slide this over, Miss Reyes. Let's type in a negative. Where's the negative button in the calculator? Very good. Right here under the 3. We're going to type in -2. That's what it looks like. Then we're going to type in minus because we're subtracting. And we're subtracting the fraction 5/9. To type in a fraction, you do parentheses, 5 divided by 9, close parentheses. This is what it should look like. I'm going to pause for the calls. I need to see it in your calculator. Math, enter. Math, and then press enter for fraction. And we want it written as a fraction. So this is our answer, -23/9. So this is gone. That's 0. We're left with b. And what is b equal to? -23/9. I know. So our answer, I need you to write the equation. Put your calculators back, please.